Hello and welcome to Sorcerer King. I'm Adam with Stardock. I'm showing off another one of our sovereigns in our fantasy strategy game that is just now out, now available on Steam or through Stardock or through the digital portal of your choice. What I have for you today is the the Tyrant. I've been doing a lot of these, you'll have to forgive me. I'm doing the Tyrant, who is kind of our evil sovereign in some ways. Now, the Tyrant can play really differently than the other sovereigns. Now, you can see here, I have several shards already destroyed, even shards like right by my hometown, which you would, normally you would say, oh my god, you're totally screwed if the Sorcerer King is getting enough troops down here, enough armies to blow up those shards, everything is hosed, right? Except that the Tyrant gets Malevolence. So Malevolence is a totally game-defining thing if you should so choose to use it. You don't have to play the Tyrant this way, but it's amusing. So Malevolence lets you cast Drain Shard, which destroys any shard in your territory, draining 300 mana from it instantly. It also increases the Doomsday counter by a lot. So what I did was I blew up a bunch of shards, like right away, like just built outposts, blew up shards. Like I think I blew up 4 or 5 of them. The Sorcerer King hasn't actually killed any of these. I'm the one who has destroyed these shards, which has given me a jillion mana. It's 300 per, and 300 mana is a ton. Like, I didn't even have to blow up this many. I just did kind of for dramatic effect. Because that also gave me a ton of Doomsday. Like, the Sorcerer King actually hasn't done much, and the Doomsday counter is already there, which means once he does start doing things, it's going to be a problem fairly quickly. But for now, things are great, because I have a ton of mana. Because the cool thing, too, is that then that lets you dump all your magic into... I actually had it all on lore because I was trying to research something. But dump all your magic into skill and lore so you level up your Sovereign faster and you research things faster. Because, yeah, I'm losing some mana per turn, but who cares, right? I have over 1,000, so whatever. The reason I'm losing mana per turn is because another one of the Tyrant's specials is the city enchantment called Coercion, which gives a plus 50% production boost to the city that you cast it on, which is pretty huge. So it actually doesn't matter right this second because I have a... because these guys are producing food, and that's, again, for dramatic effect. But, as you can see, the build times for these guys are real low, which is nice, so I can start cranking out dudes. Specifically, I can crank out thugs, which are a Tyrant special unit that you get. You have to unlock a skill and then build a building, and then it unlocks thugs, who are not amazing, but they are disposable. They're very cheap, and they don't take logistics. They only take population from the city, which, I mean, that's not free, but they're cheap to build. They only take population. They don't take logistics, so you can just crank them out, and it ain't even a thing. So, yeah, that's the slave pits allow me to build thugs. I also have a bunch of terrible things that I can do. I can cast Falling Star to blow up enemies on the strategic map, which is cool. But the main thrust of what is going on is that I have a jillion mana. And what I've used that jillion mana to do is cast Harvest Forest. So I dumped all my magic into research until I got Harvest Forest and Harvest Mountain, which are these spells here. You can ruin a mountain or ruin a forest on the strategic map, like I've done here. These used to be beautiful green forests and mountains and whatnot. And I was like, you know what I want instead of beautiful green forests is a bunch of crafting ingredients. So I was able to just turn those into a ton of cedarwood oil, which I then enchanted onto the gear for my troops. And cedarwood oil is one of the best things you can use to enchant your gear because it gives you plus initiative, it's normally you need to keep all your cedarwood oil because it's an uncommon to rare crafting ingredient, which gives a ton of or is used in really powerful recipes. So you don't really want to burn it crafting or burn it enchanting. But if you have a ton of it, I have 26, which is like way more than I need. I'll go through it pretty quickly, but it lets me give plus initiative onto my troops, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. So I get more turns and he gets fewer turns. So good stuff all around. The other thing that mana lets me do is, for example, we have here Agathon. He's one of the lieutenants, one of the Sorcerer King's lieutenants. He is huge and stompy and fire demon-y, and we just don't want to mess with him right now. He's got 250 hit points and a combat rating of 80. Combat rating is kind of a shorthand for how strong something is. So like Nafaz is actually in pretty good shape. Like he's a boss. He's my hero. And his army is combat rating 45, which is pretty good. I can do some pretty good killing with that. The lieutenant is still 96. I mean, he would wipe the floor with Nafaz. And I really don't want him coming in and messing with my stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, you know what? How about instead of coming in and messing with my stuff, I just raise up a mountain range that you can't cross. Despite being all fire demon-y, he is not fire demon-y enough to cross mountains on the strategic map. So I'm just going to just go ahead and spam raise land here. Ain't even worried about it. Whoops, wrong button. And I've now created a mountain range. This is now impassable. He can't get to me, basically, through this pass. There's probably another... Well, there might not be another way around, actually. He might be trapped there. Actually, no, he can get through there. So, let's see. Can I... Nope. I can't raise it through the forest, sadly. Oh, no, I can raise it through that forest. Excellent. So, there we go. So this mountain range is now impassable. He can't get to me. I'm safe to go do other things. One of the other things that I love about having a gajillion mana is Cloud Walk. I can just Cloud Walk Nafaz wherever I need him to go. Now, Cloud Walk lets me teleport him to any friendly tile. So because my outpost controls this area, I can just dump him up here and send him up yonder to go clear out these camps here so I can settle this with a pioneer, which I'm going to recruit out of Avalon there. And Athica's still building food. That's silly. We should have them... You know what? I have enough time now. I think I'm going to have them build up some pikemen because I kind of got some enemies coming in. Because I also spent... the Sorcerer King, you know, occasionally comes and tells you, oh, you shouldn't be expanding or you shouldn't be taking shards, and he gets upset with you because he is the Sorcerer King, right? He is the nominal ruler of the world. And, well, you can tell him to go get bent are some of your dialogue options. And you get courageous... you get a reputation for being courageous, but he also your threat goes up really high. So yeah, I don't need any of your stupid gifts. Your threat goes up really high, and which is a problem. So he's sending armies after me like way earlier than he would otherwise. So this is one of the things that Nafaz does, which is murder everyone. I got him a bunch of awesome gear. Because I have a jillion mana, and so I've been able to... One of the things that I've been able to do is have super awesome gear. And super awesome enchanted gear. So he's got a bunch of spell mastery. He's got a bunch of bonus initiative. He's got rings. These guys are hitting that shard. That's not ideal. He's got rings that give him health whenever he kills something. And so like that dark spread ability costs... health. He has to pay health to do it, but because he kills stuff with it, he gets the health right back, which is awesome. So he is just an absolute killing machine right now. Now that dark spread would do not very much against the lieutenants, because it's only going to hit him for like 30, which is like, yay, hooray, hit him for 30. But he's still got 200 more health. Now I got so much mana, I'm just going to cloud walk my pioneers up here, because why not? I ask you that. So we're going to move them like there. Because Nafaz still has to pay out some dudes. Oh, one of the other things, too. There's a shard. This shard of mine has gotten beat on pretty good. You can see its health down in the lower right. It's pretty solidly beat. So one of the other great things about Drain Shard is like, well, you know what? That shard's in trouble. How about that shard is destroyed? And I get another 300 mana. I'm up to 1,500 now. My Doomsday counter is quite high, but that's okay. Because, again, so much mana... You know what I can do is I can cast Reduce Doomsday to lower the Doomsday counter back down. Now, that's still a really inefficient way of playing with the Doomsday counter. It's not really something I want to do. It's not certainly not my first use that I want to use all that mana for, is to cast that Reduce Doomsday. But it will keep me from straight up losing if the Sorcerer King blows up a bunch of shards on his own. So like here, I'm going to go into these Bandit Raiders. Like these thugs aren't even getting a turn. Because Nafaz is just murdering everybody. He does have an ability. I think I expect him into this ability. He has an ability called Death Flash, which plays really well with thugs. Which what it does is it gives the unit that you cast it on a bunch of bonuses, but then they die at the end of combat. Which is like, well, that's kind of a bummer. Except I don't care because they're stupid throwaway thugs, and okay, they're dead. Don't worry. Yeah, whatever. Not even a thing. So yeah, so I cleared this out, got my city, got another shard. I'm going to start them building the things that they need to be a successful city. I'm going to get them, I'm going to coerce them so that they build those things faster. And yeah, so that's a little bit of how the Tyrant can play quite differently than the other sovereigns. Yeah, oh, here's a bunch of guys. You know what? I got so much mana. I'm just going to Cloudwalk Nafaz all the way over there so that he can go ahead and kill them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to attack the Sorcerer King. Thank you. Oh, he's out of moves. All right, we got another city level for Avalon. He's mad that I attacked his units. They were in my way. I'd suggest you not make the same mistake. So bonus threat, but I was already at max threat, so it gives you a little. Once you've already ticked him off, you don't really lose anything by continuing to flip him the bird, as it were. And more plus courage. And plus courage, it modifies the random event generator and gives me new abilities and such that I can use. Or not, excuse me, not new abilities that I can use, but new quest resolutions and such like that make it easier for me to resolve quests in a manner that is beneficial. So these are the quest locations. If you haven't been watching any Sorcerer King stuff, these are, you know what, I can show you. Because I got so much mana, I can just Cloudwalk Nafaz back on over to go look at this quest. So our quests are all written by Crack.com writer Chris Buckles. Many of them are quite funny. Here we have, this looks nothing like the brochure. The landlord puts you in an awful, dusty, filthy room. This is completely unacceptable. Demand another room. So you go and you argue with the landlord, and you just keep on arguing with the landlord. The walls are now asking us to leave, but leave our blood and organ meat back in the room. So we're going to yell back at the room. It turns out the room is pretty easily cowed. So we actually got -4 Doomsday, which is nice, and +10 lore, which gives me a little boost to my research, and +1 intimidation, which is cool. And that was actually enough lore to push me over the top to get my next spell, which is cool. And oh, I forgot to mention the other awesome thing about playing the Doomsday game with the Tyrant is that the Warlord has a bunch of things that really play nicely. So he's got like Doombringer, where every 100 Doomsday points, he gets a bunch of bonuses. Bonus move, bonus initiative, bonus attack. Awesome stuff. He also has Wasteland Scavenger, so every time I fight a battle on the Shadowlands terrain, Shadowlands, Burning Lands, or Scrapyard, I believe. So some of the more like ruined terrain types. If I fight battles on this Shadowland, I get extra loot, and it's like a significant amount of extra loot. And it just so happens that I can use all the mana that I got from draining the shards to cast those Harvest Forest and Harvest Mountain spells to create the Shadowlands terrain that gives me all the bonus loot. And so it all kind of works together into a big, awesome Sorcerer King murdering machine. The Tyrant's a lot of fun to play. I'm a big fan. So anyway, so hopefully that gives you a little taste of what the Tyrant kind of does and what Nafaz the Warlord does. It's can be very different. You know, there's certainly no other sovereign would dream of blowing up the shards themselves, but that's how the Tyrant do, because it makes it a very different game, put it that way. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little look at Sorcerer King. We're out now, available on Steam, available through Stardock.com, available through the digital portal of your choice. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We're going to be twitching all launch week. If you see this by, shortly after it's posted, you can probably catch us on twitch.tv/Stardock. I will be twitching. I will be streaming along with some various different developers. We're going to have some different Twitch personalities kind of checking out the game and playing it and giving you their thoughts. So hopefully we'll see you there. All right. SorcererKing.com. Check it out. Go there. See how you too could save the world from a malevolent evil overlord, or at least become that malevolent evil overlord yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.